Welcome back to the Schmoedown replay. What's going on, guys? We're the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And I'm Robert Adams.
And lightning's going to strike tonight. Sorry, I had to.
Let's hope not, because we had a bad experience with that with Vinny last week. let's not have anything having to do with like strong bolts of electricity over this apartment, because we want to be able to continue to stream and, you know, make this entertaining.
We're never going to forget that episode, are we?
And no, the famous blackout episode. Poor Vinny, like, carried on like a champ, though, and really provided good content while we were trying to get all our stuff turned back on.
He's a hero to us. Tonight, though, we've got a great match. We're in round 2 of the Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament. It's going to be Chance the Cobra Ellison versus Lightning Liz Shannon Miller. Oh, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited. I don't want to banter on anymore. Do the thing. Bring the guest on.
So we do have a special guest tonight, and even though I said we don't want any lightning, let's go ahead and have some lightning come on anyways. It is the one, the only, the lightning, Liz Shannon Miller. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, just fine, thank you. That tank girl is fighting something. I think she's fighting an old bracelet of mine right now on the couch, on the cushion next to me. Because that is her way. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be you guys. As I told you guys before we started, you guys are my first after show officially, so that's fun.
Well, it's an honor to have you on for your first after show. It's an honor to have you. Plus, any house cats that be named after a Lori Petty character. So we are honored to have a Tank Girl as well.
There's a danger. There's another point where I thought about just naming her Lori Petty, because she likes pets, and she doesn't like attacking things. But Tank Girl ultimately won out. She's very good. She's a very good girl when she's not trying to destroy things.
I was gonna say, she sounds like she's very destructive if she's named after a tank.
She just likes to jump on things that maybe she shouldn't jump on, which feels very Tank Girl if you've ever seen that film. So, yeah. Anywho, but
just as long as you don't have a bunch of
a lot to talk about my cat.
Well, as long as you don't have a bunch of kangaroos like also hopping around the apartment, we're fine.
Yeah, not that I know of.
Anyway, so let's see. This is your second round in this. You previously took on Rachel Silvestrini, which that was a fantastic match. I will say that we are huge fans of the Switchblade. But very impressed by that match, because I think that match was very well even, I would say, going into it. And like, really didn't honestly know who could win that one. Now you're going up against Chance, who's doing like gangbusters in the Schmoedown this season, easily. What were your thoughts going in that, like, you were told, okay, my next competitor is going to be Chance?
I mean, the honest truth is, especially because I'm relatively new to the Schmoedown, and only recently I really started digging into all the commentary and so forth. I had been told he was a force, and I had a sense he was a force. And it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, I mean, the way I study, I prep, you know, we had my faction had discussions about like what slices should be put on. I got advice from my faction about like what slices should be put on the wheel that might potentially be weaknesses for him. But in the long run, my general feeling about this game is you go in, you know, you're playing yourself, you're playing your own knowledge, and you know there's strategy you can do but all of it really comes down to knowing as much as you can and praying for the odd bit of luck. So.
I know we've heard of that a lot, where a lot of people are saying that it's the best way to prepare for this match, regardless of who you're playing, whether it's like a rookie who is coming in just completely nervous, or you're facing down someone like Dan Murrell, is just know what you know. If there's stuff you don't know, make sure you know it. Then it doesn't really matter what your opponent knows.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my game has improved like 1,000% ever since I started really identifying the voice. If it sounds weird or artsy fartsy or metaphysical or whatever, I apologize. But it's like, there's I would hear a question and there'd be the part of my brain that would immediately respond with like, something I remembered from some stray snippet of an article I read on the internet. And then the rest of my brain would be like, no, that can't be right. Let's really actually try to come up with the answer. And ever since I stopped listening to the big part of my brain, started listening to that instinctual reaction, I have discovered that I do a lot better. So it really just kind of comes down to like you said, knowing what you know and just really trusting that.
Yeah. You came in on a recommendation of Ethan Irwin and his wife. What was, I guess, like the relationship you had with them? Why was it that they were turning around and say like, hey, put her on Schmoedown, get her on? Like, how did they know?
Well, I don't know what inspired it initially. Like, what was the thing that made them go, oh, we should definitely recommend Liz? Like, I don't know what that inspiration point was, but I can tell you, so Ethan and Meredith are actually, Meredith is Ethan's wife. You maybe occasionally see her hand in a glass of scotch after a match. I have known Ethan and Meredith since, I believe, the spring of 2001.
Wow.
It's a weird backstory where it's like I met them randomly when they first moved out to Los Angeles, and I cast Meredith in a student film I made, and then Ethan and Meredith came together to meet up with me to get a VHS copy of the short film I'd made, because that was in student film world, that's how you pay your actors, is you give them a copy of the movie. So I met them for the first time, and we got coffee, and then we didn't see each other for 4 years, and then we ran into each other at a mutual friend's party, and so we've just been, we've become really close over the years. Because again, it's been a very long time. I'm dating myself dreadfully, and not just with that VHS tape comment.
That was my next follow-up question. What's a VHS tape?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So you've been there. If you've known him since 2001, you've pretty much seen Ethan's rise in his job and becoming the producer that we know him as today.
Oh yeah, and the beautiful thing about Ethan is he's the guy he is on camera is the guy he is in real life. He is just the sweetest, most humble person who also just knows way too much about movies. And the fact that from the beginning they were like, I think what it came down to was they're like, I think they think maybe there was a bit of we need some more women in the league. And I agree. Everything needs more women in it, because we aren't always in everything. And so I think that was part of it that brought me in. But yeah, it's been, the couch that Ethan sits on, I've fallen asleep on that couch many times, watching a movie. They're very dear friends of mine, and I am very happy to know them.
So I think the other question I had, we talked about, them bringing you into the Schmoedown, recommending you everything. The other question I had is, and I know you've talked about this briefly in some post interviews and everything in different matches, but how has being on Swag really helped you, being a part of that faction, being a part of that team, having Winston kind of be there with you?
I think it's one of those things where last year I remember I didn't have a faction, I had no manager, I was walking out for matches alone, and it wasn't I don't know if it I really can say it affected my game, but I can say it's a lot better to walk out with a faction and walk out with a manager. And when we watched the match today, I'll point out a point where I didn't realize until today. I watched it actually this afternoon. I've already watched this match, the actual video this afternoon with the live, because I was curious about how the live chat would react. And watching it, and there's a moment where I just I see my face, and I'm like, that's why I have a manager. What Winston is doing for me right now in this moment is exactly what I need. And it's win or lose, I wouldn't be able to do it without him.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. That's what I hear from pretty much everybody on Swag, is that Winston is being the biggest cheerleader for everybody too. And so I think he's definitely in the running for manager of the year at this point.
I mean, I'm voting for him. I don't know. I think I can. I don't think there's a conflict of interest or anything.
No bias, no bias or anything.
Yeah, I don't have a horse in this race or anything.
Yeah. So we've got a decent amount of people already joining us. I've already sounded off in the chat. So real quick, we got Tyler saying hi, Liz, Robert, and Chris, Rachel. We do have MovieFanobi with the $4.99 super chat. Liz, you're doing awesome and very low key. Hashtag Tank Girl and Cats. Great match today. Just saying hello. Adams v. Adams. Love and salutations. So yes, if anyone else has questions, comments, you can drop that super chat in there or the Streamlabs that's up there above my brother's head. That's another way you can comment on stuff as well. Right there. It's right there. Eric saying, welcome to your first after show, Liz. This show's one of the best ones. Oh, thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
And MovieFanobi agrees.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just complimenting you guys.
Oh, thank you. So, guys, again, this is going to be our first time. Me and the brother over here. This is our first time watching it. So please don't spoil anything in the chat. You can play along. There is a little bit of a delay on the chat and us watching the match. So we'll get answers later on. It's fine. You can play along. It's okay, Andres. Anyway, if you want to spoil something, though, feel free to do so at the Streamlabs link. You can do it right there. It's okay with us if you do it there because you're going to be attaching some numbers to it. Anyway, do we have anything else? I think we should just jump into the match.
Yeah, let's dive into this.
All right.
I don't have to play along, right?
I mean, if you want, I'm going to guess that you're going to be really good at knowing the answers to these questions.
I might have a hint. I might have an inside line.
Maybe.
Just a little bit. All right.
Nice sound effect.
I like doing the sound effects. It's for fun.
You sound like Johnny Bravo, like watch the fist.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, that is sure is a picture of me.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. I am Christian Harloff, and this is round number 2 going on for the Ultimate Schmoedown, the singles tournament. Joined, as always, by my
several of Mark Ellison.
Mark, this is another battle.
He's gotten some really good deep dives on his names.
They just can't keep away from each other, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
No, Christian, it's like they cannot exist without
his shirt though
one another at least once a day. And of course Winston,
bunch of flowers, or
it's so floral,
swag and corruption. And this time the combatants they're putting in the ring, I have no idea who's going to win this one, but I'm telling you this right now, Christian, keep an eye on whoever comes out of this one and advances in the tournament to be a front runner to make it to the Final Four, because both of these kids know a hell of a lot about movies.
Yeah, and this is a big piece for Swag, because you see what they've been doing all season, but they have 3 big guns left. Liz Shannon Miller, who has just been her last match in that TKO victory, she just looked very relaxed. She looked calm. She looked the way that she looked. Play, and you hear her when she talks about playing.
Whoever wins this is taking on new to her either team. Barbarian or Bibiani.
They also have Lon Harris. Shannon really needs chance.
I feel like I'm saying "ooh" like on every single potential matchup that's happening now.
All 3 of those competitors standing at
just the way this tournament's going. Every matchup sounds great now.
They could blow a big hole in the middle of it right now, but we'll see what happens because Chances is not going to go quietly into the night.
No, he certainly isn't, Christian. And for anybody who's talking
today is our Independence Day.
Yes, I know this is more than just categories, and you also have to look at what he's done as a team.
Today is the last day that I'm this age before I'm a whole year older tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
And one of the best.
It's almost your birthday?
Tomorrow is, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm not looking forward to it.
It get easier as we go.
Shannon Miller, I know she's working with the other Swag members appropriately so, because they're pushing her. And Liz Shannon Miller, I'll tell you this, she never brings anything less than her A game. Even in losses, she is a formidable opponent. And I think that if she beats Chance, that could be a statement victory for her and the fandom of the Schmoedown.
Totally agree. But look, Chance is playing at another level right now. He's got himself
Say,
a shot.
that's
at the
definitely
Intermediate
a really good.
Spectacular. So he has.
If
that
you
right
win
now. He
this,
already has
that's
brought in a lot of
fantastic.
points to Corruption this season.
Yep.
You see what he did in.
It's so
teams.
weird doing this show. Like,
The guy is one
if
of
you
the
win
most
this and you're like,
players we've ever
I've
seen.
already filmed
Although
it
he
and
did
I've
not
already
have,
watched
and
it
he'll tell you
again.
himself, the best match against Del
Well,
Rio.
the other,
Del Rio made him.
I don't know
and
how
made him
much this
fight
ruins
and
the
made him
match
earn
for
the
you
win
guys,
in
but
sudden
do you want to
death.
know when we
So
tape
how does
this?
Chance bounce back from that? Because that was
That's
almost
so. A lot of
yet
people
another
actually do
tournament
like
that
knowing,
Chance was bounced in the
that,
first
just the
round. He
behind the
was
scenes.
determined
Because
not to get bounced.
I mean,
He
typically
didn't.
stuff
But
gets
he
filmed
doesn't
at
find
the
himself an
studio
easy
and
round, too.
it takes
even
time. But
at
this
all,
is
finds
like
himself
they're
as the underdog going
smashing
into
all
this
these
match here today.
virtual
Yeah, I mean, look,
recordings
I
all
try
in
to
at once.
rationalize
So,
everything in the sense
like
of
we know some people
positivity.
just had
Happy,
theirs
so
filmed
if
like
you look
maybe
at Chance,
last
you could
week.
say,
Some of them
well,
have been like 3 weeks ago.
by a great
So,
player in El Rio.
So, I mean,
And
do
I think
you want to know when this was filmed or no?
Sure.
It was
Yeah, if you
about
want.
a month ago.
It
was a month ago?
But then you
Yeah.
look at Liz Shannon Miller and what
Wow.
he said, a TKO. How does that
Yeah,
not
so
give
it
you
was
a
it was
ton of
before
confidence
even it
and
was
a
before any
crapload of momentum
even
going
the
into
Silver
it?
Streaming match hadn't aired yet.
This is one that I expect to go down to the
Oh, it was
wire.
before.
And,
Okay, before the social stream
sorry,
match aired.
writers,
Okay.
we might have another sudden
what was it? The one we had Brendan Meyer on the other night, and he said that they just filmed that like last week.
Yeah, his was last week. Yep.
Yeah, I think certain sections of the bracket have been at a different pace than others,
Yeah.
and that's all I will say about that.
Has grieved the untimely elimination of Mike Kalinowski in the singles tournament. It seems like a lot of you are still stuck on it, which the more I think about is actually a blessing in disguise, because that tells me that you've forgotten Chance Ellison.
All right, here we go. Round 2. I cannot tell you how great it is to be here. I've wanted for so long to get to round 2 of this tournament.
What I've proven throughout my entire Schmoedown career. I mean, I might stumble, but I'm always going to get them.
Who do I got? This time I got Liz Shannon Miller.
Look at the brains on Chance. Have you ever seen what happens to a toad that gets struck by
winner?
Describe what the second round looks like. It looks a lot like Chance Ellison being bounced and sent home.
I mean, I've heard he's not the most nicest person, which is fine. We can handle that, can't we? I could handle you clawing me it all the time, so that stands to reason.
If anybody could do it, their early knockout, I could see her knocking Chance out of the tournament. I'm not saying a knockout of the match, knocking him out of the tournament. Am I nuts for thinking no?
Liz Shannon Miller may be strong in knowledge. She's kind of a weak sister, and I fully intend on exploiting that.
I want to shut
Merch?
that singles belt. I need to go all the way. I need to go through everyone. And unfortunately for you, you're in my way.
Your quest for Player of the Year ends right now. I shall smite thee with the righteous fury that is the lightning Liz Shannon Miller, and you will throw with your tail between your legs back to whatever sorry Steeler country you come from. And then when you show back up in the spectacular, we'll put you down good, Mr. Ellison. You and your manager.
I'm here to have some fun, answer some movie trivia questions, and show those people why I'm moving forward, bitch. That's right, because sometimes that hurts.
I don't know if we've gotten like that level of smack talk out of you
Mark,
so
we
far.
are back.
That
is-
A wonderful promo once again from
That is the furthest I think I've ever
MRC. The story is both
That was pretty
I love
good.
it.
corruption. and
Like that
Swag
that
going head
that
to head again.
that little promo
Liz
right there
Shannon
shows
Miller
why you and
doing
Winston
exactly
fit so
what
well
she did
together.
Last season.
Yeah,
She's
I'm so
taken her
honored that he did
really
a full
touted
fiction
how
homage.
good she was going to be, and she has proven it. She has 4 big wins over the
True,
course of
a
the
true
year already.
delight.
And now this could be arguably one of her biggest matches.
Eric's
she's ever had.
asking, did you
Yeah,
film
I
your
mean, we'll
promo
get
before or
there.
after you played this
The
match?
competitor's
Ooh.
vault
That's a
of
really good
knowledge
question.
is
I believe I
virtually
found it
unlimited. My
I
question
think I filmed it
is,
like I
how
think they
is
filmed
the
it like
crash
a
talk
half hour or
between
so right
Shannon
before
and
and
Vernon?
after.
Do they have a untapped.
Okay.
With new stuff to throw together.
That's a good question for like a lot of people too, because like I know that everybody's got to shoot their own promos pretty much at this point. So it's
oh wait, I have Winston.
yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I know that I found the
I
original
think
one
that's taking a lot of that pressure off of Liz in general. All right, Mark.
And that makes sense too. I mean, it's all part of the performance aspect of it as well. It's you get it done when it can get done. Some people might have to do it afterwards. It's
in a room, whether it's in a
it's really cool. Really cool to see how the whole thing gets put together that way.
No, I think they've really done a nice job of adapting it. It's made it a really personal experience.
The leader of Swag.
Y'all get too much that.
Oh, it's her again. God, are y'all bored? Y'all can't find nobody else for me to beat up on? Come on now.
Guys, keep winning.
Winston.
Oh my God, it's a demon. It's a demon.
Both of you guys have kept on winning, and that's why you're here today. But Winston, I want to talk to you for real here. With this,
I love Winston's shirt.
Chance Ellison is one of the big
Rosa Parks.
Mike Kalinowski losing in the first round was
that's amazing.
Definitely not expected, and it is now left. The Cobra basically fighting off for,
there's Mike.
For Chance's, chance here and Corruption's chance. So how crucial is it for you guys?
It's not a corruption match if Mike doesn't make a random appearance somehow.
I mean, it would just be fun. I mean, that'd be a lot of fun to stick it to a godforsaken Steelers fan, to stick it to this demon that was parading around like a queen or something, and it would just be a lot of fun. On top of the fact that I just really, really enjoy spending time with Liz Shannon Miller. She's genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met, and to be both very nice and so knowledgeable. Like I feel like I learn from her how to be a better person and a more well-spoken person every single time I hang out with her. So I just want this to happen because that means me and Liz just get to keep hanging.
Fair enough.
All right, well, Christian, as I recover from the vicious blow of finding out that I've been taken down a peg on Winston's nicest people he knows list, I'm going to ask Brandon, who I don't think is anywhere near that.
I don't mind taking that prize. I'll campaign for the nicest person that's
your
there.
competitor in a particular match.
No problem.
What's the first emotion you feel? Is it happiness because you have such a rapport with going against Team Swag? Is it nerves? Is it, we can take these guys? How do you feel when you see Team Swag?
Very annoyed, because here's the thing with us and Swag. We're going to be doing this back and forth for the rest of the season. Together, we were able to topple over the.
I feel like you and I are going to be doing this back and forth for the rest of our lives.
Mission accomplished. And now we are just going.
At least when she's not doing it, we're not so
it's really
different.
annoying. I'm a much better dancer than everyone on this side.
There it is.
But to have to keep doing it over and over and over again, it's just.
Is her crown from something?
I'm tired of motivational pep talks. I'm tired of his
a Disneyland thing I'm missing.
I'm just sick of it.
I think it's a party city.
Yeah, it feels like a party city special. I wasn't quite sure.
Because we got to keep going back and forth. It's the only way this thing is working.
I do admire the fact that it works around everything.
She said that she's a
like the headphones. She can put
the
the headphones on over it too.
That's important.
She's gotten some great mileage out of that thing.
Great Rosa Parks. Nah.
Surprised it hasn't like broken or anything yet.
Chandru is missing a swagazone. I don't know how you let him get away with whatever that flailing is that he does on stage, but it's an abomination to everything Swag represents and stands for, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's funny that you say that because I know Chance is supposedly a heel, and Chandru's done more in 1 week than Chance has done in the years he's been supposedly this bad boy for corruption.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long that lasts. Chandru's a weak sister, just like Liz Shannon Miller.
Whoa, wait a minute, sweet black baby Jesus. You know it's going to come for the sweetest that the Schmoedown has ever seen. You will take that back immediately before I get the holy water and sprinkle it on you and you melt like the witch that you are, demon.
Also, for the record, I don't know what it means to be a weak sister. She's called me that twice, and I just don't understand.
In between rounds, can't wait.
Christian,
I don't feel like that's something I would know either.
Yeah.
I wish I could help you there.
They always do.
Thank you. I mean, I don't care to know.
Shannon's right. They're going to be doing it for the whole season.
Fair.
All right, Mark, we're ready to
unfortunately, I think we all suffer the fact that we don't know what the white answer to that be would.
Shower today.
So that's about right.
But I'm still
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie.
Oh gosh.
Introducing first.
I kind of want to Google it.
No, I don't think it's a thing. I think it's just something she made up.
of 3 wins.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
And 1 knockout. He is the 2020 Inner Geekdom Tournament winner and the reigning movie trivia Schmoedown team champion of the world.
Ooh, that's a lot of accolades.
Cobra Chance Ellison.
It's got some game.
Ellison, Chance, what a year it's been for you. You have had a hell of a year thus far. Your performances have been impressive. I don't think there's a lot of people that
He may be really good, but he doesn't have wireless AirPods.
Talk about your last match. I know you said on the record you weren't thrilled with the performance. You skated out, but how nervous were you in that match?
You know, it's a big transition going from Inner Geekdom back to singles, which I haven't played. In
the jury's out for me on whether or not that's a good thing or bad thing, because I feel like I'm always like playing with these things, always adjusting them. So I don't know, because I don't think I ever like did that when I had a cord.
I looked at my game.
I mean, honestly, I've tried the wireless and I don't like them. Like I don't know what it is about my ears. It just don't fit well.
In this match, I did that one.
Just feel like too loose or something.
Yeah, they just fall out.
And how you maneuver yourself around the match more so than worrying about your opponent.
I definitely like these.
Fair to say. So, is there an opponent that you would have to study how they play the Schmoedown?
Welcome to the Cinefanatics Tech Review.
Well, you're wrong, Mark.
You're good.
Doesn't matter.
Tech review and a little bit of movie trivia.
Everyone I study.
Yeah.
Miller's no exception. I've looked at her tape, looked at her game tape, looked at how she plays, and you're right, she is good. Why anyone picked her to lose to Rachel, I have no idea, but I'm not surprised to see her here. And
hello, Cam.
Cam. To continue my tour of players who called me out last year that I didn't get a chance to beat. So here we are.
All right, well, thank you, Chance, and good luck to you as we put you in the waiting room and wait for your opponent here, the Cobra Chance Ellison. And his opponent, representing
Swag, drip, drip.
With a record,
I do love the swag theme song.
2 defeats and 1.
Because it's very low key. It makes me feel very calm.
She is lightning.
It's got a nice build up to it.
Liz Shannon Miller. Liz Shannon Miller. Liz, it is an absolute pleasure to have you back.
I don't know if the microphone picks up my chair squeaking while I'm dancing.
In your round you and Winston were very happy about that. And, you know, the Chance name
really kind of tones down the song when you're hearing.
Beat him, Liz.
Yeah.
Well, it's surreal to see myself on the couch while sitting on my couch. Well, first thing first, I hate to nitpick, but I think I actually have 2 TKOs now.
Just like Lizception.
You absolutely do. You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
Not to.
Lizception.
Record keeping. But yeah, I mean, I actually
That's
do definitely
as
agree
peak as my
with
pun
the
game
idea
is going to
that,
get.
Thank God.
Chance has a dossier on me.
You know, you use what gifts you've been given.
I do not have a dossier on him. I'm just here to play the best game I can.
Yeah, Christian, I think Chance has dossiers on competitors. Liz,
One thing that I've always noticed whenever we watch like your matches, and now that you're actually here and I can say this like out loud and you actually hear it, I gotta compliment you on your hat.
For your game as an individual.
That hat looks so good.
I think I've said it more
Hat
than
game.
It's great. Yeah, if people have said she loves her hats, and I just want to be like, it's singular. It's a singular hat. It's the one hat I always wear, and it's gotten to the point where we were joking about. Gosh, I wish I was being more eloquent here, but yeah, I mean that's basically. I'm just saying that swag is really fun to be on here. Oh yeah, the thing with the hat is, I think we were talking about Andrew Guy in the group chat, and I made a joke about how I'm really glad that my character is wears a hat.
Highly documented on the game between both swag and corruption and Shannon and Winston.
That's like
is there any
what was
talk
that?
Before this match of how
Catch Me If You Can. They're saying why do the Yankees wear the pinstripes or whatever?
Massive blow to them here today. Is there any talk of that, or it's just focus on the game and get it done wherever you can?
I think everyone is just rooting for me to do the best I can here.
Or why the Yankees always win the games because everyone's always focused on the pinstripes.
Yeah, as much as humanly possible.
Fair enough. All right. So, Liz Shannon Miller, thank
God,
you.
I'm really glad I didn't wear the same shirt.
Chance, bring back. Mark, our
I
companion.
had multiple shirts.
Virtual battlefield here.
I think that's also like part of the reason why Chance actually wears the sunglasses too. It's at least one of the reasons.
The competitors have a much
No, it's a good. I mean, it's whatever you need to keep focused. Honestly.
In round number 1.
Not that the hat really helps me focus. It's just what I wear when I do the show.
It keeps all the movie trivia knowledge in.
Yeah. Otherwise,
escaping.
Best attempt at an answer.
it would make that noise too.
On whatever right surface you feel comfortable.
I've tried answering movie trivia without it.
Point there is no
All right, here you guys go.
Not in round number 1.
You're at the grocery store and someone randomly makes a movie quote and you're like, "What's that from? Oh crap! I don't have my hat. Let me go run home and get my hat real quick."
I actually did really seriously blank on a movie, a trivia thing this afternoon. I was just trying to remember the name of
Never worn a backwards hat.
the Nicholas Hoult zombie movie.
Sure of an answer. You want to buy yourself another.
And I was like, "Where's my hat?"
You also each have one challenge.
Is that warm bodies?
Throughout
Yes.
the 3-round match. You may initiate
I love
the
that movie.
challenge. We'll bring your
It's
manager in.
one of my favorites.
They will ultimately confirm and wrap.
So am I allowed to make fun of you guys if you get stuff wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
I guess.
Trust me.
Right, well, Mark, I'm ready to go.
Trust me. I feel you.
So I ask Liz Shannon Miller, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Chance, are you ready?
Let's get it.
Then let's get
We're not ready, Christian. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Round number 1, question number 1. Here it is in the realm of action adventure. Which 1989 action sequel features the tagline, "The magic is back"?
You know, I'm a little
Ooh,
jealous.
we're gonna get made fun of right off the bat.
Yeah.
Traded you a comedy.
The magic is
A&A.
back.
I'll do it because I mean, you know why. 5, 4.
It's one of those I'm gonna feel stupid on when I see it.
1. Pens down, please. Pens
Yeah.
down, and we start with Liz Shannon Miller.
I put Lethal Weapon 3.
That's incorrect. And Chance?
I know it is now. I think Ghostbusters 2.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Looking for Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon 2.
2.
Oh, it was like never-ending story 2, or however you spell story.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
Story.
Pause it real quickly, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to play along.
It's in the category.
Um,
Famous.
I'm going to point out that the reason this question bugs me so much is that I was literally, I love the podcast Blank Check. I was literally walking down the street like maybe 2 weeks before this match was taped, listening to an episode, and they did like a 5-minute runner on how ridiculous that the tagline for Lethal Weapon 2 is "The magic is back." And so I remember thinking at that time, oh, I should try to remember that "The magic is back" is the tagline for Lethal Weapon 2, because that might come up in a Schmoedown match at some point. And I'm not just saying that. I feel like at least one of the writers is a Blank Check fan to some degree. But anyways, point is, I basically was like, I hesitated there because it was like I knew it was Lethal Weapon. I just couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3, and I'm so mad at myself for it.
That's a very well-written question because, I mean, when you say like a sequel, "The magic is back," and it's a movie from the 80s, it has to be like some like fantasy movie. Like, even though they said action, you're still thinking like some kind of fantasy, something or another.
For sure. All right. So thank you. Thank you for letting me rant about that. I just need to get that off my chest. I knew
That's
it was,
what we're here for.
I knew it was 2 or 3, and I'm still mad, and I feel like I really let pass Liz down. She knew. She was like ready. And yeah. Anyways.
Here we go.
Famous actors and actresses. And your question. You'll find John Cusack, Jennifer Tilly, and Chaz Palminteri in what 1994 Woody Allen film? Is Lethal Weapon 2 the one that was filmed like across the street from you, Christian?
No, I was
Wow.
Taking a guess.
The Laundromat, right?
5. Yep. 4, 3.
Just a guess.
2.
That's not the Woody Allen movie I've watched recently.
Bullets over Broadway.
Yes, Liz.
Bullets over Broadway.
Got it.
My guess was incorrect.
So next
Yeah,
question.
I wasn't gonna get that.
Number 3. Question number 3.
Nothing.
It happens.
Tom Cruise plays Lieutenant Daniel Caffey in what 1992 film?
Giselle mounting for the whiteboard. Liz Shannon Miller looking like she's writing down the
Yep.
police dossier with that long, thin kind of notebook.
It's a reporting notebook.
I feel like there's like
5,
not too many
4,
potential
3,
options you have here for
2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down, and we start.
Early
with,
90s Tom Cruise military.
Yeah.
You can then.
Yes, and Chance.
That's a really good point.
Correct.
You can't handle the right answer.
2-2 as we get
It's a
to
few
our
good
next
men.
question here.
Another
Mark,
Sorkin classic.
Yes, and that's in the world of directors. Your question. Who
Oh,
directed
stop that
Josh
hand gesture.
Brolin in the 2008 biopic W?
I know
Oh.
what you're going to say.
Oh.
No?
What am I going to say?
You're not going to say it?
Who directed
Who
W?
edited this
Yes.
review of Schmoes No?
First Schmoes No review ever. 5, 4,
I feel like you shouldn't overthink this.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And the Cobra.
Actually pronounced W. Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Yes. And Liz?
He has a W, and it's all the stuff.
Yes.
Oliver
Will
Stone.
3-3. And our next question.
Yep.
Our next question.
It's
And
an Oliver
that is
Stone movie.
Fantasy sci-fi.
Yep.
What is the subtitle of the 2019 Godzilla movie directed by Michael Dougherty?
I mean, I wasn't going to say W because I felt like it might be giving away a little bit of the. You never
Yeah.
know.
Never know.
I was not as big a fan of this as I was the 2014 one.
5,
You never know what Ellis could do that could give away an answer.
1.
Right.
Pens down. And Liz.
Okay, Gods and Monsters. I knew I didn't have
Correct.
it.
Chance.
King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters is
No.
correct. So Chance
King
gets
of
first.
Monsters.
King
Lee
of
here,
the
4-3
Monsters.
as
Is
we
it
start
the
Robert
Monsters or
Redford.
King of
number
Monsters?
6.
It's
Yes, it is.
King
and
of
it
the
is a world
Monsters.
of the category Christian will never read. Comedies. And your question. The Griswold clan goes to what famous city to renew Clark and Ellen's wedding
Oh,
vows
shoot.
in the 4th film in the Vacation franchise? Name of the city.
I just like the part that when they go to like Hoover Dam and the tour guide's like, "Welcome to the Hoover Dam. I'll be your damn tour guide."
4.
The damn
3,
bathroom's over there, and we got gifts in the damn gift
1.
shop. Didn't y'all have any damn questions?
Las Vegas is correct. Liz?
I love that bit.
Didn't have it.
Las
So
Vegas.
Chance was up by 2 here. 5-3.
Las
As
Vegas.
We approach
Yeah.
the 7th question.
I think you guys are
Number
doing
one.
better than me right now.
Horror/thriller is your category.
Oh, you still have a chance to beat me.
Arthur Kipps,
You've gotten the 2 I've got
recently
wrong, right?
widowed lawyer who discovers
Oh.
that his late client's house is haunted in 2012's The Woman in
Yes.
Black.
The Woman in Black.
Remember seeing this with you in the theater too?
This movie was creepy.
Funny moment in the movie theater.
Oh, Woman in
No.
Black.
Ooh, I'll tell you.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Liz.
Peter Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe is correct.
Oh,
Chance?
God.
And you're right, Cliff.
And we see ourselves 6.
Harry Potter.
There you go.
Radcliffe.
That's right.
Admittedly, that part threw me off a little bit. Just
Category of animated movies. Movies drawn by hand or on a laptop. Your question. Summer Vacation is the subtitle of the 2018 third entry in what animated franchise?
Summer Vacation.
So yeah, Daniel Radcliffe's in the movie, and there's a scene at the end. Some woman in the theater yelled out, "Oh, he's going to do some Harry Potter s."
I remember. 5.
repeat the question, please.
First one.
Thank you, Liz.
World of
Yeah, thank you.
animated movies. Summer Vacation. Is the
I can't imagine it's a little tough.
the
You guys
2018
don't have the option of
third entry in what animated franchise?
I do remember that. I tell the
I
story.
can't get past like
about
Tiny
the
Toon
Rise of
Adventure
the
Summer
Planet of the Apes.
Vacation.
Yes.
And that was how I
Yes.
spent my summer vacation.
Yes.
No.
4, 3, 2.
I don't
1.
know.
Pens down, please. And we start
I don't
with
know.
Chance.
Although Transylvania.
Hotel Transylvania is correct. Liz?
Oh,
Okay.
She got it. Use the JT.
Yeah, I went with Despicable
wisely
Me.
there, and she
No.
sees herself only down by 2.
had to throw down
as
something I
we
don't.
get into the second round here, Mark. Round number 2.
Ooh, that was
Round,
not
here
a
we go.
good.
Round
It's
number
not a good
2,
round one.
Applause during the rules. The kids need to hear 'em.
Well,
It's the wheel round.
you win some and you lose some. I did better yesterday.
Doom and Justice. I knew
Yeah.
I opened Pandora's box with that comment. Each competitor gets to spin at the wheel. Once you settle on a category, 4 questions
Oh.
are coming your way in said genre. Each question is worth 2 points.
So what was that score?
No penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is
5 to 7.
available in round
So you're
number
5-7. How are you
two.
feeling going into round 2 now?
Ask us multiple choice.
I feel okay, but embarrassed because a lot, like it's one of those things where
the value of the question
there are the
goes
questions
down.
you know you would never get, and then there are the questions you know you should have gotten. And
Mhm.
2 of those were questions I knew I should have gotten. Like So that's basically, it's like I don't mind missing a question on a movie I've never seen, or a movie like that's just, it's like totally off my radar. But like King of the Monsters really had me in it was like, that's when I should have known. And again, the Lethal Weapon thing really threw me. It was just like, gosh.
Yeah, the Godzilla sounds like that Gods and King, was that
Gods and Monsters, the 1998 film starring Ian McKellen and Brendan Fraser. Why couldn't I have gotten a Gods and Monsters question? I have plenty of answers for that one. But yeah, no, it's
one day all those Brendan Fraser questions will pop up.
I am living for that. The Fraser songs needs to happen like ASAP. I love Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser's an amazing person. He deserves the Renaissance.
I feel like that Doom Patrol show should be giving him his leg up back into it.
The problem is he's really not as involved as you think he is. He does voice work essentially.
Yeah.
He does the occasional podcast scene, but otherwise he's mostly just kind of in name only. Yeah, he doesn't need to do that. He needs a true detective, but whatever. He'll have it. It'll come. His day will come.
Where's my 20-year later George of the Jungle sequel?
Java. Yeah.
That holds the hell up, by the way. Like, it's on Disney Plus right now. Give it a watch. It's real good.
It's still, yeah. I honestly, I watched it not too long ago. It's still very entertaining. I remember watching it when I was younger, and it's held up in places. It's not held up in some places, but it's a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun.
What's funny is how much I will still quote that movie in various parts. Like that Java one, that's the one that always comes up. Like whenever I'm low energy at work, I'm like Java. And then my other favorite one is the now's the time where we throw back our heads and laugh.
All the meta jokes in that movie are really great. And fun fact, it was written by Audrey Wells, who is this amazing screenwriter who wrote a bunch of stuff and also did a lot of passes on stuff that we'll never hear about. But yeah, she was a real legend. She passed away recently from cancer. Not to bring down the room, but great. She left behind some great films. So, anyways, round 2.
Here we go.
2-1. Christian Chance Ellison and his faction Corruption enjoying a 2-point lead over Liz Shannon Miller and Swag. So it's going to be Chance and Shannon conferring now as to whether they want to spin that wheel first or defer to their beswagged opponents.
All right, so we're going to give you 60 seconds here to talk
I love
to
Tank Girl.
Chance Shannon starting now.
All right, shake off round 1.
The movie or the cat?
We're only up by 2.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Cam was an extra on Airheads and worked at the label when Tank Girl soundtrack came out.
Tank Girl soundtrack is an all-time banger.
How you feeling? What do I do?
There's some amazing tracks on that. You don't even need to like the movie. You have to love the soundtrack. I fully acknowledge that Tank Girl is a very specific flavor of film, but
let's get a good spin.
Come on, man. I'll believe in you. Good categories on there today. Some new blood on that wheel.
Always such.
Yeah, what is on that wheel? Ice Cube. Opponent's choice.
Ooh.
You got this.
All right.
It's like Festival Darley, Sigourney Weaver.
Winston and Liz.
Remakes and reboots.
Winston, you got 60 seconds to decide.
There's some good categories on there.
Oh, all right. We'll do a pep talk about you later when it's your turn.
I'm going to say this later.
Anything that sticks out of your mind right off the bat.
I want the same thing.
If not, I have some ideas.
I'm looking. I was considering. I don't know. Festival Darlings, movie release dates, rom-coms.
I was thinking either Festival Darlings or movie release dates as well.
Yeah. Honestly, those are the two that popped up in my head too.
Which one, just in case, do you feel better about?
I feel like I could. Festival Darlings might be fun.
Okay, then let's give him Festival Darlings.
So opponent's choice. I feel really bad about it.
Did you feel like you could get some steals off of him from Festival Darlings?
I just feel
like, I want to play him when he's playing the round he wants to play versus something I want to play.
We're ready
That's more interesting.
You've been chosen
That's not the game, but that's what happened here.
The realm of Festival Darlings. Are you ready?
I am.
You got 4 questions in.
I also really like his.
Yeah, he always maintains that.
It's a very strong pose. You can tell he gets a lot of power.
Introduced
Yeah.
Queen of Katwe, deals with the
Not at
life
all.
of
I feel legit. Like
Fiona
doing
Buzzati
it.
and how
Yeah.
she came to be among the world champions at what?
Ooh.
Chess.
Correct for 2 points. All right. Question
Ooh.
2.
I want to say that's actually on Disney Plus
Taika
too.
Waititi's directorial debut came in this 2007 Sundance favorite.
The
So what we do in the shadows?
no, the Wilder people.
Oh, Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
2007.
It's incorrect. Liz, the question on the table is Taika Waititi's directorial debut came in this 2007 Sundance favorite.
I guess Eagle versus Shark.
That's correct for 2
Ah.
points. Big, massive steal there by
I didn't know when
Liz.
the Wilder people movie came out, so
Third question. Here it
I
is.
think this is something he did right before Thor Ragnarok.
Star in this 2014 drama.
Is that Skeleton Bones?
That's correct for 2 points.
Skeleton Twins. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
finally, your last question. In The Runaways, Dakota Fanning stars as Sherry Curry and Chris George.
Joan Jett.
yes.
2 points. 2
Yep.
points. All right. So Liz Shannon Miller picking up a huge steal there, but Ellison's still picking up some points, and he sees himself up.
That steal's good,
13-7,
though.
But big
I mean,
round
it's helpful.
here
Record,
for
every time anyone steals anything, it's a huge steal from Christian.
Bring back
Yeah.
Winston. It's 60 seconds here to talk.
It could
Liz
be
starting
a half point steal and be like, whoa,
That's a pretty
Whoa.
good steal right there.
huge
I
steal.
don't even punch it. He was just like,
Huge steal.
So, all that being said, I hope that.
I think they
builds
say
up
that,
your
like,
confidence some.
almost, like,
You know,
based
you're
off of
on
the,
game right now.
the level
Round
of
one doesn't matter 'cause
competition.
you're on a roll now, baby.
So like chances like such a
And
good player.
I
So it's like if you get a
go out
steal
there,
off of
have
him, it's a
some fun. Don't
huge
be worried.
steal.
Sure. No, I'll take. I mean,
Not worried at all.
Maybe.
So go get it, girl.
Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna
He's left, by the way.
bring the wheel up, and here it is.
All right.
Here's
Big money, big money, big money.
No whammies, no whammies.
first in by Liz Shannon Miller is in, and it lands on
Ooh.
dramas.
Drama.
60 seconds to decide. Sorry,
It's
now.
a very broad category.
So, I mean, it's pretty broad. So,
Promise we haven't seen this
I'll
before.
do it. Broad category for abroad.
ratified. We
I'm allowed to say that.
Dramas it is.
We
All
are
right,
not.
Thank you, Winston.
I think you can actually get away with broad, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we know you well enough yet. You've only been on this stream for like 47 minutes, so
All right. Lauren.
Fair enough.
I'm not a big fan of calling just random people I just met broads.
Right.
And like,
Heroing this spinner.
I mean, it's probably a good strategy as far as
yeah.
2 points. Todd Haynes directed Mark Ruffalo in what film about Robert Bilot's case?
Oh, what was
against
that called?
Manufacturing Corporation DuPont.
Dark Waters.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
For 2 points.
All right. Question number 2 here for Liz.
That was very
She-
recent.
13-9. Question 2.
Or she could get to even or maybe even have the lead over Ellison if the rest of this round goes her way. Your second question.
No pressure.
Which 2012 crime drama has the tagline, "A totally twisted, deep-fried Texas redneck trailer park murder story"?
Is that Bernie?
Gotta go multiple choice on that.
All right. Is it A, The Iceman,
Killer Joe.
B, The Place Beyond the Pines, C, Killer Joe, or D, Lawless?
You want to go D, Killer Joe. Not Killer Joe, sorry, D. D's and dog.
You're going D as in dog as your final answer.
Yes, that is my final answer.
That is incorrect.
Dumb bitch.
First steal.
Sorry.
Ellison, I'm going to repeat the question in the elections. Which 2012 crime drama has the
I don't know if it's
tagline,
natural for you. For
"Totally twisted, deep-fried Texas redneck trailer park
your guests to
murder"?
be heckling themselves.
Jojo.
Is it A, The Iceman, B, The Place
Bibiani did
C,
that
Killer Joe,
when he
or
had
D,
him.
Lawless?
I'm sorry, Killer Joe.
That is correct for a point and a big steal.
Big steal.
Bibiani was like, "No, that's the wrong answer. You fool! You idiot!"
As long as I'm not alone in this, is my point.
No, I'd say you're actually in good company.
Who directed
Great.
the 2012
Bibiani is the best of company.
drama,
Love that guy.
End of Watch?
Oh, who is that? Who directed that?
So this is not a match I'd want to be playing because I'm not doing good tonight.
Can I pause right here really quickly?
Yeah.
Make it a tight game going into round 3.
Who was that?
It was David Ayer, and literally, on my work, I've not only this was a situation where I had a vague memory of it being David Ayer. I have a friend of mine who I used to work with loves to rant about how ridiculous the movie End of Watch is in relation to David Ayer. And then literally that day, like hours earlier in my work, on my work Slack, we had gone on this massive David Ayer like rant or, just, pile on. And so when we hit this point, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's David Ayer. And I feel like the universe is saying to me right now, you just spent like 20 minutes making fun of David Ayer on Slack earlier today. It's probably David Ayer. And that's the little voice I mentioned before. That's the little voice that's like, listen to this voice because it probably knows the answer. So thank you, little voice. And thank you, David Ayer. You're a ridiculous human being. I never want to watch any of your movies.
That little voice is a good strategy. Hang on to that little voice.
It's doing well for me so far. It watches a lot of movies.
It watches more movies than I do.
Thank you.
Right. Get the last question correct.
Yeah,
So
I feel like I should have
final
remembered that
question
one.
here for Liz.
It's like it is one of those like tip of the tongue ones. It's like a hard / easy one. Where it's like you feel like you should know it.
Film directed by Clint Eastwood involves the murder of a young Boston woman and its effects on her father and his 2 childhood friends.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, B, Changeling, C, Mystic River, or D, Hereafter?
Is it Changeling?
Hereafter.
It's not Hereafter.
That is correct for 1 point.
Mystic River.
Yeah.
Has
Mystic
a
River.
2-point lead.
I knew it wasn't Hereafter. That was Matt Damon. It was an interesting movie.
If the question had been phrased as the movie where Tim Robbins is really sad all the time, I probably would have gotten it right away for the 2-pointer, but unfortunately they framed it around the young woman. What can you do?
Isn't the movie where Tim Robbins is sad all the time pretty much all of his movies? Like
Hudsucker Proxy. He's happy for at least a good 2/3 of that movie.
He was jovial in Green Lantern.
Each of you. These are range 1 to 20. They may not
That's
be
it.
the same.
Wait, was that Tim Robbins?
Number corresponds to a unique.
And he was Peter Sarsgaard's dad in that movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the senator.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Points.
No.
You are enjoying a 2-point lead.
I feel like they're like not that far apart in age.
To give us your 3 lucky numbers from 1 to 20.
No, I think there's I'm not going to complain because
17, 16.
You're going to get that question at some point now.
And for Liz?
Yeah.
Tim Robbins. Well, I'll know it now because you all gave it to me. Thank you.
12 for Liz.
I'm telling you, the universe, man. The universe provides.
We like to help out.
That does seem to be how this game goes.
Because
What was it the other day? They were doing one, and someone thought the answer was old boy, and then like 2 questions later, the answer actually was old boy.
That was Warfather during the throwdown.
Buddy, you're still 2 up.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you. You take your time. You got, again,
Ooh.
still all of your repeats. You got a challenge.
y'all hear that?
Needed. Listen
Cracking
to the whole
your
question.
hand.
That was my
Don't
wrist.
get anxious. Play how you've just been playing, and you got this.
Understood.
Okay?
all right. So Winston, you got 60 seconds to talk to Liz starting now.
First of all, incredible. I mean, look, you answered the same amount of questions in round 2 for the same amount of points.
2 points into round 3. That's not bad at all.
That's good.
You going haymaker for haymaker?
I wasn't
Ain't no-
complaining.
If
I mean, because
anything,
technically all I gotta do is just answer one question, and then the points don't.
then you get the second
You're
one
all
about
like
how
even
it's
playing
gonna
field again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sit there, adjust your hat, take a deep breath, and don't worry about none of these sucker.
This is the moment I mentioned before.
Let's go, Mr.
Sure.
Lightning.
This is why this is why I like having a man.
Liz, you ready to get going?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to drop the managers out, and we will begin round number 3. Here we go, Liz. You chose category number 10 for your first one, and that's the realm of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. All right, here's your 2-pointer. Okay. Who co-stars
Jamie Foxx.
alongside
Jamie
Cruise
Foxx.
and Michael Mann's Collateral?
Jamie Foxx.
Again, the benefit of being able to read the question.
All right, and now
Yeah.
I did have to wait for him to say it.
for Chance Ellison, who chose category number 6, Mark.
Yes, he did, Christian. And Sonny Jurgensen's number corresponds to Oscar movies that made a presence at the Academy Awards. So, Chance, your 2-point question could get you a 2-point lead. And for that, the query is, Roger Deakins won his first ever Oscar for Best Cinematography for what sci-fi film?
Long overdue. Blade Runner
Oh.
2049.
Yeah.
Indeed, and
I was like, this is the one that was more recent. Yeah. I was like, Blade Runner. Wait, no.
in Lightning Court.
All right, we're back.
The other Blade
to
Runner.
Liz, you got remakes and reboots for your 3-pointer. Here it is. Who plays the character of LeFou? in
Josh Gad.
2018
Josh Gad.
Beauty and the Beast.
Josh Gad.
For 3 more points, there it is. And
Knocking
now
him
we get
down.
Back to Chance Ellison, Mark, who chose.
I don't know if that was the right sport
category,
reference.
17.
I don't know sports.
That's right. That's Doug Williams'
Oh,
number
no,
in that
it's
course.
sport, not big
To
sport.
the wild, wacky world of fantasy science
Bowling.
fiction.
Baseball bat.
There you go.
And
I like it.
question there, Chance, for 3 points. Which actress co-stars with Ethan Hawke and Jude Law?
Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
87 sci-fi
I
film.
know we're in the middle of a big debate right now about 2 pointers
They
and
just
3 pointers.
answered
That
the
feels like a 2-pointer to me.
No
I mean,
time
I'm
on the
just-
clock whatsoever.
I'm
They
glad
are-
you got it.
And
It depends on your love of Gattaca, because that's not a very that's not a movie that everyone would just immediately go see. Like that's like
It's good, though.
one of those, that's one of those movie lovers movies.
category number 12, which
Yeah,
is
that's a good,
movie
great
release
movie.
dates, Liz.
love
Movie release
love
dates.
Gattaca.
And
All right, here
your
it comes, guys.
5-pointer. Here it is. Based off of a British comic book, Lori Petty will become known as Scarecrow. That came out in
You know what I think that could become important later? 1995.
That's correct for 5 massive points.
Yes.
Sweat you to JT, nothing. 1995, and it sends it to
Oh, that's so
Chance
good.
Pointer.
Oh,
He hits
man.
it. He moves on to the next round. All right, Chance, you chose category 16, Mark.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was so good.
It's fitting it's Joe Montana's number because Chance has a little comeback due here if he wants to win in advance.
I got nothing. That was great.
2010s is the category you selected. So any movie from 2010 to 2019 is eligible. Chance, your question. For 5 points, and more importantly, the win to advance in the Schmoedown tournament. You'll find alien species such as the Thurn and Tharks in what 2012 science fiction film?
I don't know.
I want to say it's
5,
something like Battlefield Earth or
First one.
In
but
2012.
Battlefield Earth came out earlier than 2012.
You'll find alien species such as
And
the Thurn.
Nobody cares about that
and
movie either.
Tharks
Yeah.
in 2012 sci-fi film.
I feel like it's one I
5,
should know, but
4, 3.
Eighth question.
Second one.
2012.
This is in the 2010s. You'll find alien species such as the
Same
Thurn
year as Avengers.
Yeah.
in what 2012 sci-fi film?
Cloud Atlas.
And your winner, advancing to
What's
the
that, it?
next round, Lightning!
Yeah.
The answer chance was John Carter. John
Oh.
Carter had to put Chance in the room.
Ooh.
I mean, admittedly, everyone involved in the world, everyone involved with that film tried to forget it as soon as humanly possible. But yeah, no, that is a really tough 5 point.
Now, what
Yeah.
what a round for Liz, and what a comeback.
I gotta be honest, man. When she got movie release dates, I was like, oh, sweet Jesus. And then when she got takeout, she was like, please, 1995. I was like, oh Lord, I don't even remember what I was doing. Back
My
then.
cat's name
I
is
was a
Tank Girl.
child. That's
I'm going to
amazing.
explain why it's
See, I told y'all.
why it's a
this
thing
is-
in it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But I gotta be real with you, man. Like I thought I was mad for a minute. I was like, look at Chance out here once again trolling me because he loves to do that. That's how Steeler fans love to be. And he didn't know, and my mind was blown, bro. I literally thought you pulled the water out. I was like, oh,
Chance
he is
made a
messing with
5-point
me.
answer
Yeah.
guess.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's a
Liz, you
hell
have
of a
the
guess and a
entire
really good
world
one.
right now. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
another victory, 2 big victories.
Because like expecting
taking your
Cloud
record
Atlas to
now
be the answer to a
5-2,
question is a 5-pointer.
and what a victory
guess.
over Cobra Chance Ellison, a guy who's been a champion.
I weirdly
and
like that movie a lot, but yeah,
tournaments left and right. How does this feel winning this match here?
pretty surreal. I mean, Chance really impressed me today. He's an incredible competitor. Really knows his stuff. I honestly, when it was opponent's choice on the wheel, I was like, I'm gonna pick this. It's something we had discussed potentially as being something he'd be potentially vulnerable to. But honestly, I was like, it doesn't matter what I pick in this case. He's gonna nail it. And yeah, I mean, that was some seriously, that 5-pointer was some Slumdog Millionaire stuff. Like, I knocked it at near the end of March, and I hadn't quite figured out a name yet. I just knew I didn't like the name that she came with. And the next day, the day after I got her, there was a live tweeting event around the 25th anniversary of Tank Girl.
Oh my God.
Is that available to stream somewhere?
Bam.
Wow.
They basically just go back to Rachel Talele and Lori Teddy's Twitter feeds. You can just find like they just live tweeted it.
Wow.
So I watched it and I had this new cat and she started to warm up to me and I was like, okay, that seems fine. Punk 14-year-old or a 14-year-old who wanted to think she was punk in the year 1995. That was a big movie for you. That's the ever come to my age on this thing.
Winston, there's
That's
something going
hilarious.
on with you.
Yeah, no, it's
magic touch, dude. Like
I've been actually nervous for the last month. People thought like this was rigged or cheating or something because Tank Girl. I mean, I don't know how.
What are you doing over there,
Bro, can I tell you something right now? I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna be dead serious. Before this match, because I got some of my editing done, I decided to boot up GoldenEye, and I was on the streets level. The streets level is where you get in the tank. I lost every single time I played, so I got all our bad juju out in that tank, and then y'all gave me this tank. And then I'll keep losing at GoldenEye. If that's what it takes, that must be what it is. I keep losing at GoldenEye.
Or the fact that she has a cat named Tank Girl.
I mean, having a cat named Tank Girl that I named Tank Girl after the 25th anniversary of Tank Girl in the year 2020 helps me with the release date just a little bit. And if he'd gotten that 5-pointer, I would have been
just a smidge.
Who remembers it? There were look again, Slumdog Millionaire.
That's a tough question for both of y'all. And if I had,
it's always like that.
Got slaughtered
There's always some question that you pull out of your butt. That it's like
right there with you, Liz. And I'm just gonna
there's
ask
always
you.
some question you pull out of your butt. That's like only know this because my ex-boyfriend was really into Conan the Barbarian. Like it's stuff like that. Always.
Or like this, they're saying Dan winning on his and Mara's song.
Exactly. Like yeah. You can't like there's I think it speaks to just like how movies are just so much part of our lives, and that's why we love them, and that's why we love doing this. And y'all, you know, I may not comment a lot on Facebook.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. You're gonna roll the dice eventually. You're gonna end up potentially answering a question about a movie you have a specific connection with.
Yeah. Me getting knocked out in round one. Which, you know, I wasn't
Ryan House. Right?
More.
Yeah.
Actually, round one.
I love when that popped up.
That counts.
Definitely had me knocked out in round two. And so I'm just really happy to be screwing up those brackets. Sorry. I love you all. Thank you so much for filling out brackets. Also, sorry.
Dang it, Liz, destroying all the brackets.
It's so funny because look,
you have to understand also, by the way, again, we taped this a month ago. I've spent the last month reading commentary about how I'm out at round one.
All the way through. To happen, and this was
and you're like, I'm going through round two. What are you talking about?
There's at least one article I read where the guy just didn't even like consider the possibility that well, when Chance moves on to round three, and I'm like, okay, sure, buddy.
future here. So I wanted to congratulate both Liz Shannon
That's
Miller
the thing with
and
doing like say after shows or any kind of like what essentially is like a news type of thing about the Schmoedown is you look at what Chance is going through this season so far. You would think he would just stomp his way through the entire singles tournament as well.
I mean, I can show you the aforementioned swag group chat. I mean,
and
the reaction is very happy surprise, the definite surprise when I win. Like,
it was a hell of a game. You were
mean,
in the lead majority of the match.
I'm still surprised, and he played a hell of a game. He was so good, and it's always a combination of luck, and I also feel bad because he took it pretty hard, as you can kind of see.
As we now see Swag, who has their 3 people left. You guys are.
It also makes a lot of sense when Winston's saying, like, "Can I keep like 5 of my players?"
We're not the only faction struggling right now, so I can take.
Yeah, I haven't been following much of that conversation. And
what do you want to say? Yeah, that was luck. Congratulations on getting really friggin' lucky, because any other day you would have been done. I'm
Thanks,
pissed. I'm not happy about it. I know Chance isn't happy about it. But listen, we had our piece of the pie in Energeekdom. And I can rest easy, and my faction can rest easy, knowing that we've dominated at least one of these tournaments. So singles was not our tournament this year. We've still got Adam Collins going at it. We'll see how he does. But, you know, there's enough of the pie for everyone to have a piece, as far as I'm concerned. We got our piece, and I guess we can't get too greedy about it. We didn't get the other piece that we wanted. Chance, you couldn't make it past the first round in your history, and now you've done that. You've broken through that ceiling, and I know you're angry, and I know you're fueled, and I know that this is going to make you unstoppable next season. So
Garth with those award-winning phrases there. Liz winning, no chance. Well, they were right about no chance.
Well phrased. I mean, there was.
Garth is good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I again cannot stress enough that I'm happy with the way. I mean, I'm quasi happy with it. Again, you beat yourself up about the questions you don't get. You don't care about the questions you do get. But I do feel like Chance played a hell of a game, and I feel bad I feel bad for him. Like, he had all these expectations on him, and that's a huge thing to deal with.
Yep. Once you got hit with Festival Darling,
the thing with it is you got to remember someone's got to lose the match.
You had something up your sleeve you can
it's stupid. We shall win. We're all winners.
Effort ribbons.
This is why I do. So sometimes I say these things, and the rest of my faction is like, sure.
Frustrating. That's really frustrating, but. But
you do know that we want to actually win this thing.
Evaluate, and because singles is the league I really wanted to come and make a big splash in this season. I'm sad not to be able to do that, but I got things to worry about, so I can't.
You have the team belts right now. You're fine.
Obviously, I know how much you love this game and how much you love this.
I say that trepidation. I love Chance,
and with the singles, you know how it just hasn't.
No, he plays a good game, and for the record, by the way, I love the way he plays. I love the fact that he is like, if he knows the answer to a question, he answers it right away. Like, that's the way this game should be. I have no patience for dilly dallying. If you don't know, if you know the answer, you're just like trying to screw people. Like, I mean,
that's what
I feel like I'm. People of course do it, and it doesn't get to me, but it just annoys me. It's like, come on, like. It's not like we're rushing through this, but if you know the answer, say the answer. Be efficient.
No, hold on.
And he plays that way, so I really appreciate that. I respect him a lot for
that. As far as Energeekdom goes, and I will say this, Winston, enjoy it. Enjoy beating people. I'm taking that belt away from him. Now I really motivated to do that, so get ready.
All right.
Good luck. I've quizzed Chandru, and he's terrifying.
You have the muscle behind it, and I am endlessly proud of
people can give Chandru all the crap in the world. There's a reason why he won the belt. I mean, at the end of the day, he did beat Kevin Smets for it. So,
no, his knowledge is really impressive.
Cobra. Tough loss here today, guys, and we'll see you guys very, very soon.
You know, the thing is, we had the Dungeons number and Swag had our number. And I want to say one last thing. I took my team.
Spectacular's still going to be
last
fun.
place
Oh,
to
yeah.
dancing with people for first, second, and third. So whatever happens from here on out for the rest of the season, I'm proud of us. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my faction. We came out of the gutter, took first place, and we're going to be one of the top 3 factions by the end of this. So this day doesn't matter. What matters is what happens at the end, and that's what we've got our sights set on, and that's where we're going. Like I said, we recover, we bounce back, we keep moving forward.
What does Shannon do as a day job? Because I want to hire her as a PR rep.
She's not a nurse. She's like a nurse practitioner, nursing assistant, something like that.
Chance Ellison and Shannon. Look,
I know I will go ahead and also say I apologize because I know I'm still probably not right at all, but she works in the medical field.
She's at least like nurse adjacent.
She's doing something more valuable for the world than being a PR person. So, not that PR people are bad. I love PR people I work with. But saying, like, that's actually really cool. I did not know that about her.
I think
something that's
in her favor. Also, she's
doing. He's like lights out.
She's working on being an actress too, so she's probably got she's got that for her also.
That's right. And to anyone who would still doubt,
look, she's clearly got more marketable skills than most people I know, so including myself.
She navigated.
I'm very good at watching television.
Questions in some categories she wasn't that comfortable with, but she got the job done, and I would be.
No, I don't want to update my Java right now. Stop asking me in the middle of a live stream. Java. That's all I ever get.
Call back.
It just wants you to wake up a little bit. It's getting late. Well, it's not. I don't know what you guys call late. It's after 10 where you are.
Some tough ones, whether it involves James Fenimore Cooper movies or the band Nickelback. You just get hit with a tough 5-pointer.
I love Mark. I mean, I love both Christian and Mark, but I love Mark Ellis just for the references he throws around.
Someone's thrilled to pull out a victory, and someone
he's got like an encyclopedia in his head full of these things.
Day in and day out around your place. And it's crazy.
Yeah, Mark, it's been absolutely insane with the types of matches we've been getting. I already want to make.
There you go. Shannon works at a rehab facility. Rehab type facility and dispenses medication to patients.
There you go.
It's a tank, but it's a swag tank. And
Marshall is valuable work that the community
all around the sides of him as they're just blasting through the Schmoedown town.
And also doing this, which is really fun.
And I would love to see the big swag tank because they are smashing.
We do need this.
Swag is destroying
the swag tank.
Finstock Exchange needs to play catch up because corruption is in big trouble at the moment in singles.
About the exchange.
They'll pick up some ground at the end of the season.
One month later,
it's a 2-faction race. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
coordinate
here with you. Make sure that you head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Schmoedown. Become a patron today. Any one of these pay-per-views that we do, you get them at the $10 tier. You get everything, the exhibition matches, all access to everything that we've ever done on the Patreon. It's yours. If you just want to get pay-per-views straight
correctly, when we taped this, they still did not know who I was playing, so it didn't turn around. So they didn't like
leave us a review, rate. It's very helpful. And last but not least, go to the Schmoedown Clips channel where you can get a recap of the entire league, the league's history. Great moments, a lot of things up there for you to check out. Go check it out.
Schmoedown Fever, catch it. A lot of proverbial coming your way with the movie trivia Schmoedown. The singles tournament, it rolls on, Christian.
This is not a good year to be trying to catch any kind of a fever.
Oh, hey, come on now.
Lightning, Liz Shannon Miller, 22, defeating Chance Ellison, the Cobra, 19 points, 22-19, and Swag picks up another 3 points. We will see you guys very, very soon here as we continue on round number 2 for Mark Ellis. I'm Christian Harloff. We'll see you next time.
Yay! Schmoedown.
Oh, so yeah, getting that 5-point question that was awesome.
Yeah, you can. There's a real journey going on in my head when I get that question. But yeah, it worked out okay. I mean, yeah, it was a fun match. I moved forward. I can't say anything more beyond that. And you guys don't want me to say anything more beyond that, but it's this is the most engaged I've been with the Schmoedown. I mean, well, in comparison to last year, where I played, I think I played 5 matches last year, but they were spread out over several months, and I never really got that into it. And this year, I've become much more engaged and gotten to be much more, I feel like, a part of the community, even though I'm mostly ghosting. I'm mostly just kind of like lurking around the forums and so forth, and looking at the comments and trying not to think about the mean ones and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, this is definitely a time for, where occasionally you just want a really fun distraction. This has been a really great, fun distraction that I think makes a lot of people happy. So.
Yeah. For sure. I feel like that's like kind of the story for a lot of people. Like, this is the year that a lot of people are just dialing in so much more. And I think part of that is definitely attributed to the being able to play on factions. Everyone is playing for a team as a whole, not just themselves now. So there's a camaraderie that's kind of raising everybody's interest and intensifying their drive in the Schmoedown and everything.
Right. Yeah. No, it's totally true. And I mean, at least it's very true for me. And I think I said this during my first match, but like for first remote match, but I definitely enjoy the comfort of my house. I definitely enjoy being able to sit on my couch. I actually discovered that my mother offered me a whiteboard when I was last at her house, and because I've been using my reporter's pad to answer my questions, as you've seen, and I actually realized that I prefer the pad. I prefer just mostly because the act of having to wipe out the board, I feel like probably for some people, it's relatively kind of resets your brain, moves you on to the next question. But for me, it's just like another thing to worry about, making sure you get it clean enough. And so just flipping the page means a lot to me. It has made a difference. I don't know.
That's going back to I keep forgetting what famous people do this. I know there's been a couple throughout history, but the people like Steve Jobs, I know, did it where they basically wore the same thing every day just because it's one last decision, one last thing they have to think about. So kind of the same idea that, yeah, even like us playing along, when we're writing down the whiteboard, like, oh crap, I got to quickly erase this because they're starting to ask the next question. Yeah, it's just one more thing you have to deal with.
Yeah, if we ever get back in the studio again, I'll go back to the whiteboard. That's fine. I've won on the whiteboard before. I will do it again. But I will miss. I can show you my pad. It's just this is actually this is a standard format like reporter's pad. But I got this is a promotional one from HBO for the series Sharp Objects. So this is one I've been using for, I don't remember what question that was answering. But yeah, I've been using this and it's been great. There's a fun fact about reporters' notebooks. Do you I don't know if you guys care about this.
I'm actually kind of curious as to why they're like that long.
No, well, what this is. So this is basically, so you can see how I can hold it comfortably in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm say at a press conference doing reportering, I can be very easily.
Yeah.
The other thing and apparently though, the origins of this size of notebook come from the civil rights movement, where there was I forget his name. This came up recently. Apparently, this person recently passed away, but there was a civil rights reporter. It was a reporter covering the civil rights movement in the South. And because, shockingly, the police, not a huge fan of a reporter messing around in the police's business. They would not look kindly on a guy carrying a big notebook. But a gentleman in question basically took a spiral bound, the top bound spiral notebook like this, and then cut it in half. Originally, it was just twice the width, and then it's more natural, thinner form. It fits perfectly inside a suit jacket pocket. So he was able basically to surreptitiously bring his reporter's notebook into police stations and so forth, and not have anyone notice that and then he could pull it out quickly and then take his notes and then put it back in his pocket. I am not sure that this is exactly what you guys expected when you invited me on your show, but this is the sort of thing that happens sometimes when I talk.
Well,
I just learned something.
So cool. Yeah.
No, look at the story. It was like just like Reporter's Notebook, civil rights. I'm sure if you Google that will probably pull up like the full history and the gentleman's name. But yeah, so anyways, I have this promotional notebook that I got for free from HBO for like 2 years ago, and it's proven to be very helpful.
Yeah. So like Eric Nerd Chronic in our chat is saying, I can confirm both of Liz's promos were shot before we taped this match, so that Tank Girl poll is total coincidence and legit. You said you watched this match earlier because you were watching like how the chat was going. What were like the reactions in the chat when that pops up, when that question came up?
I think it was just a lot of wows. I think I don't like, because I don't even know how many people put it together. Like you guys and I talked a fair amount about Tank Girl before the match before we started watching. But I've been very interested to see if people will catch it beforehand and then like pick up on it at the end. Because somebody made the point about Dan and Mara's song. It's not like that song was playing at the beginning of their match. Beforehand. But thank you, Nerd Chronic. You do great work, by the way. I really have appreciated the edits you've given all of us. Yodi for what is a Yodi?
The Yodi Award.
The Yodi Award that's given at the award ceremony. It's basically a ceremonious award given to somebody who's just really done a whole lot for the game. Essentially,
okay. Cool.
Like I think the Shirewolves won it last year.
Yeah, Shirewolves got it last year. Mark Riley was the first. It was named after Mark Yodi Riley. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then they gave it posthumously to John Schnepp.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I fully endorse that. Like, I mean, I think that the Nerd Chronic makes us nerds look good. So that's it, and that is an impressive feat. So thank you for that.
We keep bringing it up just because, like, with the whole shift of what this season was, how big it was supposed to be in the studio, and then it all had to shift virtually, and then managing to still crank out episodes. Of course, that puts a lot of work on Eric Nerd Chronic to be editing promos and the episode and get all like Eric has just put in a massive amount of work this season.
Because he's getting so much unconventional footage in comparison to what he used to get. Like I don't know if you ever seen like the way the promo tapes used to work is it would be you standing in front of a screen in front of like the backdrop, and then a guy behind a camera feeding not feeding you lines but feeding you prompts essentially. So it would be I imagine it was a lot simpler back then for him to like actually edit stuff and put it in, edit together the promos, because it's like, I'm just saying like this is a new challenge for him. He has to take a minute of me talking to my cat and make it into something dramatic and fulfilling. And I'm just really impressed by that. And I'm just going to tease this, by the way. I'm pretty excited. I have, like we've already taped my promo for the next match. I am pretty excited for people to see it. I think it's a whole new side of Tank Girl, guys.
Nice. I know Eric said that like one of his biggest issues with the way promos used to be is whenever someone would walk in and just completely forget that they're taping a promo, so they'd come walking in wearing like a green shirt and like, guys.
It's tough.
Someone actually did do that. Was it Makuga that came in? Like
I feel like if you do that, then you deserve whatever they green screen on you. That's just
someone did do that. Like I think it was Makuga came in with like a button down green shirt, and they just keyed it out. And it sounds like something.
It sounds like something him or Dewberry would do, honestly,
on purpose. Yeah.
Guys, also, if you want, go ahead and get any questions you want in right now. There's Streamlabs. There's that's going to be where the preferred questions come from, but we will also answer anything in the chat as well. So send them in right now, guys, before we start wrapping up here, and we'll ask. We'll ask.
Yeah, I'm procrastinating some HTML editing I need to get done tonight. So yeah, ask as many questions as you want.
There you go. Y'all heard her. Ask some questions. There you go. Yeah, it's actually more complex these days. Yes, because everyone records their own style and tone. Has to make choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're working with a whole bunch of different formats. It's not and cookie cutter feels dismissive, but it's a different format. It's a different system. So again, you've been doing amazing work, sir. So thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyways, while we wait for more questions to come in, Liz, do you have anything you would like to plug?
I'm on Twitter at Lizlet. I am. Yeah, there you go. I am not on Instagram as much as I could be. I know, and I have so many cat photos I could potentially post there. Yeah, but I am on Instagram as Liz Shannon and on Twitter as Lizlet. I spend a lot more time on Twitter, and my comments verge from tweeting about this to doing actual television journalism. You can also find me at LizShannonMiller.com, and you can also I'm senior TV editor at Collider, which has been a lot of fun. I get to do a lot of different exciting things. And so you can find my writings there. I only joined Collider. It's funny, actually. So Collider's offices, of course, used to be the old Schmoedown office, Schmoedown studio. Mm-hmm. And so I'd been there several times to tape Schmoedown matches. But I only got hired at Collider full time in May. And so I basically, by that time, of course, everyone was working from home. So I've never actually worked from the Collider offices properly, and I never will, I guess, or at least those.
Yeah, because they shut it down. Yeah,
they did. It's pretty sad. Though, if anyone is curious, I know that I believe all the Collider employees got a chance to go in and collect all of their precious swag. Mm. So all the and everything that didn't get. Everything that people didn't bring home got put in the storage. So I need to ask someone what happened to the Dwayne Johnson Baywatch Sandy, because that was always
that cardboard cutout. Yeah.
I actually have a Dwayne Johnson standee in my apartment, but it's from his WWE days. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories in that office, so it getting closed down is kind of like the end of an era type of a thing.
Yeah, did you guys ever get to go there?
Yes.
We did, actually. We were there last summer, and he actually got thrown into a match. So
all right, I'll take a drink.
There you go. Yeah, I mentioned your match now.
We have a thing that I was only on one match, so every time I tried to connect with another competitor who's guest starting on here, I'm like, yeah, so there was the one match I was in. We're like, okay, he's mentioning his one match, gotta take a drink.
That's fair.
So kind of like what I brought it up, I briefly mentioned it. We were talking about Grindhouse, and that when I was playing, there was a question that was asked. Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino directed what 2007 film that was like an homage to exploitation movies. Well, if you watch the video, my brother's standing right off the to the side, and you can see me. I look right over at him, and I got the same kind of smirk that you kind of had once you realized they were asking you about Tank Girl. You got to get this got it type of look on your face.
I'm over on the side going, yeah.
Yeah. So, Grindhouse was filmed in Austin, Texas. We live in Austin, Texas. I love that. I love the Grindhouse movie. I like the two individual movies too, but I like the whole double feature put it together thing. So it was it was really funny getting that question.
Oh, of course. Yeah. One of my actually Grindhouse is one of my all-time favorite theater going experiences, because I went opening weekend. I went opening weekend to the Man Chinese here in LA, and with a couple of friends. And what we discovered after the lights went down, the movie started, is they didn't do anything beforehand, or they didn't even mention it. But apparently there was a pack of people who had made the movie I think like Tarantino brought like some of the cast with him to go see it at the Man Chinese that night, and so it's a complete double feature. And it was just like, so there was just basically this small pack of people in the very middle of the theater screaming like at the jukebox had a name, and I forget what it was, like Ruby or something. So every time Ruby, the jukebox, appeared in the bar, they were like, Ruby! So I guess maybe they did some drinking in that bar while they were making that film. I'm just going to throw that out there as possible.
Very likely. It
Yes,
was the Texas Chili Parlor. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of drinking going on at that.
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, I miss Austin. I haven't been in a couple of years, and I know it's a hell of a town. So I'm glad. I hope. I mean, I know you guys can't really go out and enjoy it right now, but hopefully you're doing okay.
Yeah. We did get like an amazing amount of questions that people have asked.
Okay. I don't got anything to ask. Great.
Let's see, Liz, how do you like LA when not in COVID?
I really like LA. It's a very easy place to live, I think. It's, I might, it's a lot better when it's not on fire. Like, that's horrible.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, great. So at least we had a very close scare with an observatory in the area that nearly.
Not the Griffith.
No, not the Griffith. Mount Wilson.
I know. We're like, wait, the Griffith Observatory?
No, Griffith's okay right now. It's Mount Wilson that was in some pretty serious danger. But
how close are the fires getting to like LA, the LA area?
Well, it's like it's tough because what is LA at this point? It's like essentially the eastern suburbs like Arcadia and Monrovia and Pasadena have definitely gotten like everyone there. It has like their go bags packed. And it's like it really like it's just yeah, I mean it's not great, but aside, when it's not on fire, it's a pretty lovely place to live. It would be nice if the rents were cheaper. It would be nice if I've found that but general like once you find your tribe anywhere, it's a pretty anywhere could be nice. Like and there are good people in LA. That's what I can say.
Yeah. I know like a lot of people that we've met because of the Schmoedown from LA. Like I think like we love everyone that we've met through here. There's been we've had interactions with a lot of people in passing, but there's some that we've made really good connections with. Absolutely love everyone involved in it. So which players that you have not played yet would you like to face? Erwin, someone from Collider like Perry or Vinny?
I mean, honestly, I would like to not ever play one of my coworkers, just because I feel like it'd be a little weird. That being said, I know that my coworkers are lovely people, and we, I'm sure they would give me a run for my money, and if they beat me, they would only give me the slightest amount of malarkey about it. As for Ethan, it's one of those things where I genuinely like playing people I like. Like I don't like I never go into this game wanting to beat anyone. I just go into this game wanting to play it. And if I ever played Ethan, I feel like it'd be a great match just because we both really care about stuff and we both have our weak spots and we both have our strengths. And I'd study the hell out of that match for sure, because that guy can pull stuff out of his mind that I have that just baffled me. But I also know that again I have things I know a little better. So yeah, I think I would genuinely love to play Ethan, and I feel like it'd be a really fair match. And I don't love my odds, but I would love to see what happens. And I know that no matter what, he would be a gentleman and he would make it fun.
Yeah, awesome. And real quick, let's cut over to Streamlab. We got a Streamlab in here real quick before we get back to the chat. We got PC donated. She said, just wanted to say I was rooting for you and I'm happy you're on swag, but would you consider joining the den?
I don't know enough about them, frankly. Like I don't honestly. When it comes to the whole question of factions in the draft, like I'm here in the cheap seats. I don't feel like I really have any control in the matter. Like I know that there will be a draft. I imagine that I could probably. I know that each manager can take in 3 without question. So I know that I can definitely make the play to Wilson. Like Wilson, Wilson. Jeez, I'm just tired. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
You just watched Castaway a little while ago, right? That was
Winston. Yeah. My manager's name is Winston. My dearly beloved manager's name is Winston. I'm just tired. I'm so tired. But I love Winston. He's been amazing to me. He's been like when he drafted me, I was like, I have no idea who this human being is. And then this was 4 times. We actually met up for a beer, and he was he told me how he wants to play. He told me he knows how I like to play. He told me how he wants to help me play that way, and we've been on the same page ever since. So I would love to continue working with Winston. If that didn't work out for whatever reason, that's fine. Like, it's a game in the long run, ultimately. And what faction I end up on is, again, I feel like something I maybe have some control over, but not. I'm not the we're not the people doing the drafting. We're the people being drafted.
Right.
I have a lot of sympathy right now for NFL players. Like when it comes to these questions, it's like, you just kind of hope. You just kind of bat your eyes and hope. I would like to. I feel like every faction has people on it I would love to be teammates with. Like they're just really great people across the board. Yes, even corruption. I'm gonna say it. Like, I really liked Collins. Like, Collins played a great match, and he seems like a cool dude. Like, and in general, like, hey, again, a Chance Ellison is a hell of a player. Like, I have no hard feelings against anyone in this game yet. I say yet because I've barely been playing it. But yeah, I'm open to everything, but I'm also very loyal to Winston.
So we got a couple here. Camshaft has asked that we can kind of just, I feel like we could kind of bunch these together. Did you study film and TV or writing in college? How did you get your Collider job, and how is the Collider job going?
I have a degree in film from college. Yes, I primarily studied screenwriting, but I took a bunch of other classes. It was also a very long time ago, for the record. Again, reference the VHS tapes comment. And so I got the Collider job just by I had been laid off from my previous job in May of 2019 and spent the ensuing year playing the I'm just going to write for whoever will hire me game to pay my rent. And so I wrote for a whole bunch of different publications and, got to write some really fun stuff in the process. And in the process of doing so, I did a fair number of things for Collider, and basically kind of got the call and got asked to join. And it's been really wonderful ever since. So yeah, that's the answer. I think that's the answer to all 3 questions. Collider's going great. I occasionally they literally, when I joined, I think like my first phone call with the editor, with the managing editor, I said, I know that you're hiring me to cover TV because TV is my primary focus. You're hiring me to cover TV. But there's this article I really want to do when the 25th anniversary of the net rolls around, where I want to write an oral history of the scene where Sandra Bullock orders pizza on the internet in the movie The Net. And the managing editor, Adam, said, absolutely, do that. And I later had a conversation with the film editor. I'm like, by the way, I know I'm covering TV, and that's my primary focus, but I really want to write this article about how Sandra Bullock ordered pizza on the internet in the movie The Net. And he's like, great, do that. And I got to do that. It was great. It was so much fun.
I love that because like you watch movies and stuff and you see like people in like journalism and everything all the time are like, I want to do this article, and their editor's like, no, you will do what I tell you to do and only what I tell you to do. And so like here in real life, like you get situations where like, I really want to write this, and like, go for it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Clark Kent wants to talk about Bruce Wayne. No, you got to do football games.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where like, you know, it's like any job. One of the very nice things about Collider is that if you there's all the stuff you have to get done, and if you get that stuff done, then you get to write about pizza.net. So it's one for them, one for you. But also the stuff I do for them is also fun. So I'm no complaints.
Mozart's Ghost. Yeah, I love that movie.
By the way, if you go to my Twitter page, my pizza.net, a link to my pizza.net article is pinned to the top of it. And I'm very proud of it. I talked to many people involved with the behind the scenes of pizza.net, including like the people who like physically designed the interface. By the way, remember that movie was made in 1995. No one was ordering pizza on the internet. They actually just full on invented the idea for this film. It's a whole thing. It was really fun.
Oh man, I'm going to read that article now. I really am. Yeah.
Twitter.com/Lizlet. You'll find the link.
Let's see. We got, what is one movie that you've been dying to get a question about? I think we just covered that tonight.
It was Gods and Monsters. You know what's a movie that would have some great casting pools that I don't think I've ever seen mentioned is, I think it's either 1999 or 2000. It's Cradle Will Rock. It's one of it's a Tim Robbins joint. It's written and directed by him. Actually, I'm gonna get up and get the DVD off my shelf. Hold on. It's right over here. Hold on.
Eric said, "Yet Liz teasing her heel turn."
That's not my heel turn, just by showing me my heels.
No, the you were talking about earlier, like who you haven't played yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe someone will piss me off. Maybe they'll talk shit about Cradle Will Rock. It's a great movie. It doesn't clearly say. I really want to know what year this is. Okay. Anyways, Cradle Will Rock. It's a great movie. Cast includes Hank Azaria, Ruben Blades, Joan Cusack, John Cusack, Carrie Elwes, Angus McFadden, Bill Murray, Vanessa Redgrave, Susan Sarandon, John Turturro, and Emily Watson.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are just the ones that are on the cover. There are even more people involved. Angus McFadden plays Orson Welles. Oh, Cherry Jones is in this movie. God, maybe I'll rewatch this tonight. It's a movie about it's basically about the WPA in the 1930s. And it's a wild movie. There's so much crazy stuff that happens in it. I can't recommend it highly enough. But it's one of those movies where it's like, it's just like the question of who plays Orson Welles in Cradle Will Rock would be a perfect 5-pointer, and I would nail it.
And now I'm going to remember it because now I'm going to remember it because I know Angus McFadden from Saw.
Yeah. And Carrie Elwes is also in this movie playing his business partner, John Harryhausen, I believe.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm blanking on that. I'm sorry, it's late again. Anyways, so that is my answer to that question.
And then real quick, I want to hit who approached you to join the Schmoedown? Was it Ethan?
I don't know if it's ever come up. Maybe like in every match whatsoever I've ever played. Yeah, Ethan basically put me in contact with Christian, and I think initially like I got the call, like Christian like gave me a tentative like reach out in 2018, and then it just never really worked out. And in 2019, it actually came together, and I played a few matches. So yeah, I mean that's kind of it's weird like having just kind of been like sucked into it. Like I don't like if anyone asked me how do you get into the Schmoedown, I would have to be like, well, first you meet Ethan Irwin in the year 2001, and then after that, actually 2002. It was 2002 I met Ethan. So after you meet Ethan Irwin in 2002, wait 18 years and see what happens. So I wish I had good advice for that, but it's been a lot of fun.
It's the definition of playing the long game.
Yeah.
That's right. We met Ethan Irwin at the beginning of this year. We met him at the draft.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I met him at the draft,
in 2030, you're almost there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So by my 50th birthday, we should be fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, we have any more?
Yeah.
I think that's roughly it. Cam is asking, did they demolish the Collider studio? They didn't demolish it. As far as I know, Collider just stopped being there.
I mean, I don't know what happened to the set dressing. Like, I know, like, probably the building is still intact.
Yeah.
Like, I think because basically they just gave up their lease. So I don't know. I do not know what happened to like the desk or the backgrounds or anything. I just that's probably a lot of those pieces are in storage right now. I know that there's once things are, safer, theoretically there might be movement, but I can't say anything to that effect. I'm just guessing that they probably. I again, no official information here whatsoever. I'm just guessing they saved some stuff, and that once things are safe for people to be in the same space, maybe you'll see familiar. You'll see some familiar objects. Who knows?
So I wonder if there's any chance that they could sell some of those pieces to Christian for the Schmoedown for the new studio.
Who knows? I have no idea how any of that works.
That'd be funny.
I know we got like one of the backdrops that they used for a while that has the Schmoedown logo and the Collider logo that we got. I think it was Spectacular. A lot of the older backdrops that they had, they were just giving them away. So we managed to grab one of them that I have somewhere. It's really big.
Yeah. One of the things about having only been at Collider for 5 months. Yes, I had to count that on my hands. No shame. But one of the things about it is like I had very little understanding of a lot of all the politics and back and forth that went on a lot in the years beforehand. Just vague understanding based on context clues.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for tonight.
We've talked a fairly long time. It's been a real pleasure. It's been really fun.
Yeah, this has been really good. I've enjoyed this one a lot tonight.
How's your first after show experience?
I did good, I think, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Here's the thing. So I know there's a lot more that we could probably like deep dive and get a lot more information out of you about random stuff. So I highly recommend, because we're not going to do that, but Call to Action absolutely would love to do that, and I know that they would probably love to have you on Chill.
I think I've gotten a note from them. I think they wanted me to go on this Sunday, and unfortunately I can't, because as mentioned, I cover TV, and that's the Emmys.
Yeah.
I'll be a little busy that night, but I think I might be on Call to Action at some point soon.
Yeah. Because if it's anything like you being here tonight, that's gonna be a fun episode to watch too. Yeah. Especially when they start getting into like the this or that questions, those are gonna be a lot of fun. That's where we get like a lot of personalities come out on those. So, eager to watch you pop on over on Chill to Action.
Great.
Anyways, as for everyone who was here, just thank y'all so much for being in the chat and watching this. This has been a whole lot of fun. We want to do quickly our plugs now. You can follow us at Twitter and Instagram. We are at Cinefanatics MLP. Of course, there's Chris Adams MLP, Robert Adams MLP. Just follow us there for all the stuff we are doing. One of the things that we are doing is this weekend, patreon.com/cinefanatics at the $10 tier. We are doing the watch along for Iron Man 2. We are going to continue to progress through the MCU on these watch alongs. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one because there's probably going to be a little bit of mockery of that movie. Just
you
because
can talk over like 50% of that movie.
Probably. We probably will. I know we
bother to write a script for it. You don't need to pay attention to what they're saying.
There's like I already have like some ideas of like some good jokes and stuff that we could be talking about while watching that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Join that $10 tier. You'll be able to watch that with us this Saturday. I believe it is streaming on Disney Plus, so it is available out there on the interwebs to be able to watch if you already have that, or if you have the DVD, Blu-ray, or the VHS tape or whatever.
Did they make a VHS for that one?
No, they stopped making. I think VHS's the last one they made a VHS for was History of Violence back in 2005.
Like ever for any movie ever?
Yeah. Well, no. History of Violence was the last new release that they stopped making VHSs for. Like any new releases after that, they didn't make VHS anymore. They just went straight to DVD.
There's a Schmoedown question you're never going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the category of home release facts.
Yeah. In the category of this knowledge will not grant you anything anywhere, will probably keep you from ever like securing a date. What movie?
You're not dating the right people is all I gotta say.
I mean, there's someone that'll be like, oh, that's really cool. Like, hey, do you like pizza? I like to cook. Anyway, so make sure you come back Patreon for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tuesday nights, we have the tagline, the show where the tagline is the title. It's where we talk about movies and movie stuff and movie biz and movie things. News. Yeah, come watch that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I believe, I guess, what is it? This next week is the last week of the 4 Schmoedown matches a week.
I do believe so. I think this is supposed to be going through like round 2. So it's either this next week or the week after is the last week.
I mean, this is the first week of round 2. So next week would be the second week of round 2. And then you'd be, it's down.
Down to round 3.
I think my next match is the first week of October.
So, yeah, we're probably going to be back to not doing 4 matches a week, which means we will not be doing Schmoedown replay 4 nights a week. Darn. So tagline is going to go back to its regularly scheduled time of 9:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. So looking forward to that. No more 2-stream Tuesdays. But yeah, come watch Tagline. We have a lot of fun talking about movie stuff and like jokes, and that's our flagship show. So yep. Anyways, I think that's about it. So once again, those of y'all in the chat, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Liz, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for making us your first official after show. Again, it was an honor to have you on. It's an honor to be the first after show that you're on. So thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. So we do definitely hope to get you back. When you're the one steamrolling this entire tournament and everyone else is like, well, she just completely destroyed all the brackets. Who cares about brackets? Liz Shannon Miller just plowed right through.
We'll see what happens, but I really appreciate that, and it's been a real pleasure. So thank you guys for having me, and for even asking, frankly.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for tonight. So for myself, for my brother, for Liz, thank y'all for watching, and everybody have a great evening.
Stay safe out there, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.